Press conferences are supposed to be all microphones and mind games, but this one erupted like a full-blown volcano.
One of those budget YouTube hood movies where someone just talks about their whole life and what they've come from and talking as if they're from one of the ghettos in Iraq or Africa or somewhere like that. But, you know, he's got a sob story, he's running by it, and that's what makes him feel better. So we respect it. I just kind of listened and said my piece.
And you said to him, what have you done? Tell us what you've done.
Because this is it, like, you line up all the heavyweights. He was just talking about, oh, he's this, he's that, he's that. I said, but why are you worrying about what someone else has done? What have you done as a fighter to kind of boost your ego up? But he couldn't answer it because he ain't fought.
Jake Paul slid into his usual villain role, grinning, poking, pushing every line until Anthony Joshua finally rose like a man done with internet antics and disrespect. In an instant, AJ was right in Jake's face, furious, focused, making it clear this isn't some prank channel moment. This is heavyweight territory.
If I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
AJ snapped. Don't matter. We'll fight now. We'll fight tomorrow. And suddenly the room felt too small for egos this massive. Security rushed in, voices exploded, cameras shook, and the crowd reacted like they'd just witnessed round 0 of the main event. In that moment, one thing was obvious. Jake Paul thought he was building hype. AJ turned it into a real fight.
Netflix have spent a lot of money, MVP have spent a lot of money, and Jake would look like Plonker if he pulled out the fight now after giving it the big one. And he knows that, and this fight's happening. You know, and that they think, look, one thing I'll say is this. If there was ever a good time to fight Anthony Joshua, it's probably now, right? Coming out of what will be 14 months of inactivity. By the way, he's also been in training camp for 4 weeks or 5 weeks, the time comes around. He's having to make weight. Maybe the confidence isn't where it has been in his career. So yeah, you can start dressing it.
Then we slide out of the chaos and straight into Teddy Atlas territory, like being seated at the boxing family dinner table while Uncle Teddy dumps hot truth across the plate. And when a legend like Teddy casually says, don't be shocked.
The choice of where we want to go to watch, still the choice. Before we look at all the reasons why Joshua should smash him, he's a pro fighter, 2-time Olympian, 2-time heavyweight champ, you know, bigger, stronger, you know, highest level of fighting at this class. I mean, he should destroy him like he destroyed Ngannou. And a lot of people will use that comparison. But styles make fights. And Jake Paul's not going to fight him all the way.
Teddy analyzes it like he's solving a mystery. Jake's younger. Jake's quicker. Jake's slick with those contract tricks. And Joshua, he hasn't fought in ages. He's cutting weight like he's prepping for a fashion runway, and mentally, nobody knows which AJ shows up. Teddy is basically listing all the things the internet never wants to acknowledge, like how Jake just surviving 8 rounds might count as a win in Jake Paul World.
Maybe Paul has some advantages. He's younger, his feet a little faster. I know he's not at that level of a fighter, I get it, but his feet are faster. Joshua's feet are not that fast, closing gaps, getting to somebody. To hit him, even if you're better than him, you still got to get to him to hit him. Also, Joshua, last time he fought was over a year. He hasn't fought. He was basically retired. Where's his money?
Then Teddy brings up Netflix lawyers like they're protecting the planet, saying they won't sign off on a broadcast disaster. And all of us are sitting there thinking, is Teddy Atlas seriously saying this upset might actually make some sense? That's when you know this fight has shifted from circus act to science experiment.
I'm just putting it there that before you just say, yeah, it's got to be Joshua, don't discount how smart Mr. Paul has been so far. I wouldn't count him out. And the way he just laid it out.
Sliding away from Teddy Atlas, turning the AJ versus Jake saga into a psychological thriller, we land right in Dave Allen's world. And Dave speaks like the bartender who's heard every crazy story twice. He's staring at Jake Paul's box rig like it's a crime scene, double-checking whether his eyes are telling the truth. And honestly, we're all nodding.
I reckon this kid, Jake Paul, could win an area title, definitely. I really think he could. He trains hard. I respect all of that. I respect him for what he's doing. Brilliant. You're having a go. Amazing. But he's now fighting arguably a top 3 top heavyweight of the last 10, 15 years. One, it's dangerous. We're talking like it's a real fight. The whole thing I've been doing right now is based on it's a real fight. They're both going to try and flatten each other.
Starts roasting Jake's resume like a checklist. YouTuber? Check. Basketball player? Check. MMA fighters retired before TikTok existed? Check. And when he reaches Tommy Fury, great guy. But area level at best, even Mike Kofi stops to listen. Dave gives Jake his flowers though. We're talking top 3 heavyweight of the last 15 years facing a guy who used to weigh 13 stone fighting YouTubers. Even logic wants to walk away. Then Dave finally says what every honest boxing mind eventually accepts. This isn't funny. This is
dangerous. He's not a heavyweight, he's a cruiserweight, if that. Turned pro at 13-2. And he wasn't a kid, he was 23 years of age. He wasn't a kid, he's not grown into heavyweight. He boxed Julio Cesar Chavez 5 months ago at 14-3. Might cut a bit of weight, might come down from 15 stone, but it's dangerous, really. It's dangerous. Very dangerous, because if Anthony Joshua hits him on the chin, he will put him to sleep.
the moment AJ lands clean. Jake might start asking why the sky suddenly has 2 moons. Dave's not hating, he genuinely hopes AJ drops Jake clean. Jake rises at 10, everyone gets paid, and nobody ends up in a hospital. But then he paints the nightmare. What if AJ really hurts him? What happens to the sanctioning bodies, the promoters, the whole sport? And as he talks, we're all sitting there with that tight smile because yeah, it's hilarious until a heavyweight hammer smashes a cruiser.
Yeah, I will watch it. The same way I would go to the circus to watch, to be entertained by something a bit mad. But Anthony Joshua, for taking the fight, I'm not sure. So it's a lot of money to turn down, to be fair. But if Anthony Joshua goes in there with Jake Paul, plays nicely, wins on points, takes longer than 2 or 3 rounds, reputation with the casual public, done. I'll watch it. If he's holding up and playing nicely, I'll understand. I'll watch it and think, well, he could have stopped.
Leaving a theme park safety review, we fall straight into Steve Gifford, one of the guys inside Jake Paul's camp, actually taking the punches. Steve talks like that one friend who says, "Yeah bro, this is insane, but listen." While holding a parachute, he insists Jake's mentality is the wild card. The man truly believes he can beat Anthony Joshua. And honestly, that stubborn belief is half the reason this fight even exists. Steve says Jake's been desperate to show real levels, to prove he's more than a YouTuber with a right hand, but politics kept giving him ex-NBA player.
In boxing, from Olympic gold medal to now a 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So I think as far as him taking this fight, if anybody deserves to go and have a fun fight like this, it is Anthony Joshua. And Jake, you know, he is kind of showing that he'll fight. He got stopped by Daniel Dubois. And Ruiz, I mean, listen, this is a contact sport, you know? Like, if you get hit, the human body's not made to be getting punched in the face. If you get hit, especially by these guys, Andy Ruiz, who's a good puncher, Dubois, we know is a big puncher. You get hit clean, you're gonna go. You're possibly gonna go down. Especially those guys, 230, 40, 50-pound guys.
Then comes the classic EK question: is AJ chinny? And Steve reacts like someone insulted his mother's cooking. He breaks it down crystal clear: heavyweight shots aren't slaps, they're meteor strikes. Ruiz, Dubois, Klitschko, those guys could drop anyone. When asked if Jake can hurt AJ, Steve turns scientist. Speed equals power. Translation: danger doesn't always look huge, it can come in fast Nike footwork. 12 Steve says Jake is fast, sharp, unpredictable, but he also admits AJ isn't coming to play games. The man's preparing for Tyson Fury next, and Jake is trying to crash that party like a wild...
But I would imagine he's going to come, he's going to be on his P's and Q's. He knows there'll be a lot of eyes on him for this fight, so he's gonna be looking to make a statement, because I think they have plans of him fighting Tyson Fury next. So I think he's gonna take this very seriously, and Jake's is definitely taking it very seriously, and he's gonna try to ruin.
So in the end, if AJ shows up switched on, it could be lights out early. But if Jake survives long enough to make us raise an eyebrow, we might witness one of boxing's most shocking moments ever. Drop your prediction in the comments. Who wins? How long does it last? And is there any universe where Jake pulls it off? And yo, don't forget to like, share,